Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. Yeah, last time we played as Thancred and fought against Ranjit, and now we are with Minfilia in Nabaath Areng and hope to meet the old Minfilia. And something about that fight against Ranjit. Ranjit's reactions explain a lot for me why he is on Warfrey's side. It never made sense for me. He was more or less a man who was too wise to follow a man like Warfrey. And it literally was something that troubled me why he was on that side. But I guess now this is an old man who has seen too much and who has more or less just given up and seeks the easy way out. I can sense her presence, albeit faintly. Come on, let's look over by the crystal wall. She was here, on the top of this building.
Run for your lives! It's the flood! The flood! Ah!
The end is nigh!
Look! There's somebody up there! On top of the palace!
No! Stand back! We shall stay the flood.
But this is what I want! It's my sacrifice to make!
Your time has not yet come. When all hangs in the balance, you must give them hope.
Minfilia!
This place.
Ours is a meeting long overdue. Full glad am I that we may finally speak.
It's good to see you again.
My dear, sweet child. Yours is a burden none should ever be forced to bear. Such pain and suffering you have endured. Yet still you came. For this and more, I thank you.
I've lost count of the times I've almost given up. If people hadn't helped me every step of the way, I never would have made it.
But you came. In the end, you pulled through.
Yet here you stand, resolved. Now, tell me your heart's desire.
To defeat the Sin Eaters, and bring this world back from the brink. The remaining Wardens have hidden themselves from us. But with the power of the Oracle, I thought we might be able to find them.
Indeed you could. Their radiance would be unmistakable. But know, my child, that the power you seek will come at a price. We stand now at the crossroads. A decision must be made. 'Tis only natural to be afraid, to hesitate. But for your many trials, you have grown stronger and wiser. And with the love and support of those you hold dear, you have grown to love yourself.
The flood has washed away so much of this world. So many people and places and possibilities, and all the heroes who fought to protect them. Yet here the Scions are, trying so hard to help those few of us who remain, and seeing how tirelessly they work, how completely committed they are to the cause. I can't help but believe. But I want to do more than just watch and cheer. I want to make a difference. I want to help them like they helped me, and maybe even inspire others to do the same. Coming together, providing for one another. That's the only way forward I can see. Since all of our heroes are gone, we'll just have to make heroes of ourselves.
'Tis a beautiful, wonderful dream. One we share. Though my power was all but spent in staying the flood, I prayed this final act would give hope to those who survived. That self-same hope lives on in you. It gives me comfort to know that the future is in capable hands. If ever you should falter, remember this. No one, however powerful, is immune to the whisperings of doubt and despair. Do not give in to them. But do not deny them either. Look instead to the light within, that you may continue to serve as a beacon to others.
Thank you, Minfilia, for believing in us. for believing in me.
Dearest friend, no words can express my gratitude to you for keeping her safe in these tumultuous times. You are a hero to us both. But not even the most valiant heroes can stand alone. Only together may you change the fate of two worlds.
Some more. You look different. What happened? I remember speaking with Minfilia and then... Is something wrong? Your eyes, they've changed. A parting gift, I think. Until now, I've walked the path she set before me. The path she set before all the Minfilias. But she's given me a new path. A new life that I can call my own. And even though she's gone, I can still feel her. Warm and calm and gentle. I can feel the beating heart of a world. The light that swells within it. And the Light Wardens. There's one here in Areng. Let's hurry back. The others need to know. You don't think Thancred will be angry with me, do you? Only one way to find out. I know there's no getting around it, but... Would you mind going on ahead? I'll be right behind you, I promise. Thou art returned, but where's Minfilia? Welcome back. I see you fared better than Thancred. Serenia, thank the gods you're alright. You're back. We were beginning to worry about you.
Ah, there you are. We were worried.
Really? She wasn't the one that nearly got herself killed. It's a good thing Urianger called on us when he did. You were at death's door when we found you.
But thanks to your timely ministrations, I was not obliged to walk through it. Minfilia? You saw her.
I know I haven't exactly been pulling my weight up till now, but that's all going to change, starting today. I'll do whatever it takes to make Minfilia's dream a reality. I can track the Light Wardens now, maybe even help you fight them.
I'm glad you're back.
You don't have to say that, you know.
But I want to. Your family. How else would I feel?
She will need a name.
A name?
A name of her own. I would not have her walk in the shadow of another any longer. And I think it a fitting tribute to our departed friend, too. At the mention of Minfilia, I would remember the woman who preserved our fellowship when all seemed lost.
Do you remember what you were called before you were taken to Yulmore?
I'm sorry, I don't. I couldn't have been very old when it happened.
Then we must think of a new name. Suggestions?
If the lady herself has no preference, I think the honor should rightly fall to Thancred. After all they have been through together, he's practically a father to her.
Oh, everyone starts looking at him. All of them having the same idea.
Well spotted. I'm so glad you're here to explain these things.
And what exactly is that supposed to mean?
Oh, nothing.
What about Reen?
Ah, blessing in Fae. Wait, does this mean thou wert listening when I delivered my lectures on the Pixies?
That is what he's surprised about. Thancred was listening to a lecture.
Not exactly, but that one word made an impression. Of course, if it's not to your liking, I can think of something else.
Reen. Yes, I rather like the sound of it. Thank you.
That settles it then. Welcome aboard, Reen.
I won't let you down.
Reen's ether has changed. It's taken on a faint golden hue. Curious. And do you have any idea how worried we were when word reached us that Ranjit was alive and headed for the Hills of Ember? Oh, I can't wait for this to be over so we can all go home. Assuming we even can. Minfilia will be sorely missed. Though it was grandfather's legacy which first brought me to Eorzea, I would never have become a Scion were it not for her. Indeed, there would be no science, and 2 words would be the worse for our absence. Tataru and the others will no doubt be heartbroken to hear the news of her passing. Until such time that we can return to them, however, we must keep our heads held high. Though we have lost one Scion, we have gained another after all. Thank you for standing by, Ween, and Minfilia. I'm sure it meant a lot to her, seeing you one last time. Would that I could have been there to hear what words were exchanged between them. When all this is over, perhaps I'll ask. Despite this glad turn of events, the suffering born of mine all too arrogant meddling paineth me still. And yet, their smiles do give me hope for the morrow. I honestly don't know how to repay you for all you've done, but I promise to do whatever I can to help. Are you certain you're up to fighting so soon? I can't imagine the power of the Oracle as something one learns to wield in the space of a few hours. Maybe not, but the presence of the Light Wardens is unmistakable to me now. In fact, I sense one here in Areng, to the west. I think it might be hiding underground. Underground, then it is as we suspected. We thought it prudent to take a brief survey of the area prior to your arrival. To the west we found the remains of a site known as Malika's Well. If I recall correctly, the well was built in remembrance of one of the ancient kings of Nabaath Areng to serve as a source of respite from the desert heat. It fell into disuse after a flood, whereupon the miners of Areng thought to turn part of it into an excavation site. Judging by its size, the underground waterways are no doubt extensive, the perfect hiding place for a warden. Ween, are you certain you can track it down? Leave it to me. When it's settled, we'll make for Malika's Well. I know you got healing, Thancred, but shouldn't you rest a little? So many armadillos. But the walls should still bear so great a burden after countless years of neglect, but speakers with surpassing skill of their architects. I didn't expect to see silos wandering about, much less of their own accord. How long must have been since their creator's bones turned to dust? The warden is down there, I can feel it. Though I cannot see it as you do, it's a no less awe-inspiring sight. A marvel of ingenuity, is it not? Something about this doesn't feel right. It's here. I can taste its air on the wind. When we finally found our mark. Let's put an end to this, Serenia, and return the night sky to Areng. Malika's Well is now accessible. Okay, and we have... Warden's presence feels familiar somehow. Now that I think about it, it reminds me of... But that makes no sense, sorry. I'm sure I'm just imagining things. No need to worry about me. Rianji and die Stolle were quite thorough in their ministrations. A pity the magic's nothing for my clothes. At any rate, we cannot well stop now. Not after all Reen and Minfilia have given to bring us this far. Lest for worry, I did relay unto Magnus word of thine untimely accident while I waited for thee to return from thine audience of the oracle. He hath since reclaimed his Talos and Trolley both, and meaneth to begin repairs anon. For blessing the damage was but superficial, and the Leonine heart unmarred by Ranjit's onslaught. I was surprised to hear Ranjit survive the fall, though I suppose I did the same. More surprising is how he so readily saw through our diversion. A foe possessed of such cunning would be sufficient cause for concern in itself, but one capable of besting Thancred in combat too? We would do well not to underestimate him when next we meet. I can't help thinking about all the children at the inn, abandoned to wait for the inevitable. So long as the light holds sway here, there's no hope for them. But if we defeat the Wardens, if we restore the night, then maybe they can still be saved. Our battle with the Warden of Holminster Switch was an eye-opening experience, to say the least. Alice and I have trained tirelessly, but we might be better prepared for our next such encounter. For Minfilia and the countless souls who struggle to carry on their legacy, we must end this. Okay, but we start the actual dungeon, or what it is next time. It's a dungeon, right? Yeah. Okay, next time. Until then, I'm Mace, and don't get lost.